Hey, I miss you so much. I can't tell you how much I missed you. Every day, every single day I miss you. Good rising, good rising, good rising, good rising. As much as you miss me, I promise you I miss you more. I promise I miss you more. So much to talk about, so much going on. Where do we begin? First of all, I want to say nothing is more important than family. I don't care if family means your neighbor. I don't care if family means the blood. I don't care if family means somebody who just been there for so long that, ain't that a cousin? No, boo. They just been around for 25 years. Family is so important. I was gone for a week. I was in Atlanta. I was in Birmingham. I was spending time with my Nana. And just loving life. Just spending time with my daddy and with my stepmom and with cousins I haven't seen from Wisconsin in so long. Illinois was in the building. Ohio was in the building. Everywhere. From everywhere. All walks of life. From attorneys to former drug addicts. We are family. I loved it. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the Parkers. Shout out to all the Bennetts. And many of y'all, maybe Miss G. Miss G might know Lee Parker. That is one of my ancestors. He is no longer here, but that is my grandmother's brother. And he got about like 30 kids out here, y'all. My family's so big. The Boston side is huge because Uncle Lee Parker, or Vin Parker, had about, for real, I'm so serious, he got about 20 kids and 13 baby mamas. I kid you not. But the experience within itself was absolutely amazing. I had a blast. I had fun. We rocked out with family. Shout out to Big Tigger. Shout out to, I don't even know, like, we went to the club. We were everywhere, y'all. Yes, we went to strip club. We went to strip club. FreakyFriday, we went to strip club. We went everywhere. We did everything. It was absolutely amazing. Good rising, good rising, good rising. There is nothing more important than family. One of the things that I want to take time out to say is my condolences while I was gone to all those that lost their lives, all the victims of shootings, all of the, I'm so sick and tired of this nonsense. And while we're talking about the Parker Bennetts, I have a cousin, Fat Cat Kamal Parker joint venture, who did his thing back in the day, and as an adult, he's over here helping these young boys. He worked for College Bound. He gave a couple ideas to College Bound. They went ahead and took them ideas and flipped it, reversed it a little bit, put a different name on it, which is like, oh, we have a great idea. And he was like, oh, really? Interesting, because me and everybody else who knows me knows for a fact that this is my name all over it. So I want to give a huge shout out to my cousin who, if he had the proper resources, could be eliminating some of these numbers of the youth violence that is taking place in these streets. And I mean that wholeheartedly. They don't let certain people into the school systems. They don't let certain people, because of your background, because of your criminal. You know what? Maybe those are the people that have a connection to the children. Ever think about that? Sound too easy, huh? I don't have the answer, Sway, but I know a couple people who do. And the fact that we have the answers, we have the solutions, we have people that know the problems internally. Not because they read a book, not because they have a degree, not because somebody paid them a salary to do so, but because they have lived these streets, have learned these streets, know these streets, the ins and outs, and how to conduct themselves in these streets. Those are the people that need to be talking to these babies. The people that made the mistake, that took the wrong turn, that went down the wrong path and made their way back. Let me show you how it's done, son, so you don't have to do the things I did. That sounds too easy, though, huh? With that being said, there's a lot going on in the city. I feel the need, maybe I don't, but I feel the need to remind you that election season is coming up. You're going to see every single last one of your politicians that you ain't seen in the last 2 to 4 years. You about to see everybody, boo. Everybody. If they weren't talking to you, answering your calls, taking your emails, if they weren't attentive, come on now. Come on now. Let's say, for instance, you in a relationship and boo don't want to return your calls. The only time they want to call you is booty call hours, then you know what it is. I need you to take that, apply that to politics. If they don't F with you any other time, why are you calling me now? I can't tell you how many times I called Steady Warren's office. I don't even live in Newton. How many times I called Steady Warren's office about a question or an issue or having somebody that needed housing and there was absolutely no housing in Newton at all, and there was illegal practices taking place in Newton regarding housing. Called Steady Warren's office a million times. Let me tell you something. He's running for governor, and I got a couple phone calls. Hold on, pause. Have Steady call me about an interview, because I don't want to talk about whether or not I'm voting for him for governor. We have other things to discuss. If you can't talk to me in broad daylight, don't call me at booty call hours. And that's how you got to start treating these politicians. This ain't booty call hour. What about when I needed you? What about that emotional stuff that I needed? What about the fact you need to court me? You need to date me? What are you doing for Roxbury? How are you saving Roxbury from gentrification? Oh, you're not. No, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You had no comment when the police officer made a racist video. No re-election for you. Stop giving these people your power in the form of a vote, in the form of $1. Just giving it away. Just open your legs, spread it wide, and give it away. Because that's what we are out here doing. Don't believe me, just watch. For what? For what? What are we gaining? I want to give a huge shout out to VCR. He said there is a community action meeting this Saturday at Dudley Branch Library. VCR, if you have any other information on that. Hey, Pierre Solomon, if you have any other information on that, like what time does it start? How would I be able to gain access to the information if I'm currently unavailable on Saturday? Any information. What is the community action meeting this Saturday at the Dudley Branch Library about? What topics will be discussed? Let me find out whether or not I need to be there, like as far as listeners are concerned. Because there's meeting. And if you do any type of community work, it's like, you know what a meeting is. You go to the meeting, everybody discuss the issues, discuss the problems. You know the problem, I know the problem, we know the problem. But what are, community action meeting, like what are the actions that are going to take place? He said it's from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. this Saturday at the Dudley Branch Library as far as a community action meeting. And I'm glad it's in Roxbury. Take back your power. Take back your voice. Take back your vote. Also, just to, I just feel the need to remind, just in case you forgot, in case you didn't know, in case you didn't realize, there's a lot going on as far as the judicial system is concerned, as far as the judges are concerned, as far as the attorneys are concerned. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the Boston Banner, but they've been doing a lot of pieces on the court system and on the disproportionate numbers of lack of representation in the court system when it comes to Black and Browns and Latinos and Indians. And yesterday I wore my I Love Black People shirt. I love Black people. I need about 10 more of those shirts so I can wear them every single day and never have a dirty one. I love Black people. I heart black people. I was in the airport yesterday. I heart black people. And, it stunned people. Like, oh my gosh, how, why, ooh. I do. I love black people. I will always love black people. Because there have been so many years that they have not been loved. It's like that ugly, mangly dog. It's just like, aw, you've been rejected so many times out of your life. You've been beaten and battered. And you get the dog that looks the most helpless. But it's the sweetest and the kindest and the dearest and the bravest. And the most resilient. And the proudest. And the most loving and the most giving and the most talented. I love black people. We, as a people, have to navigate, or even we have to learn how to navigate, because we do not, it's a maze. These streets out here, and I don't mean the streets of Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, the streets of life. If you know anything about that 444 album, I can't think of his name right now. He has a law degree. And he talks about how he went ahead and got his law degree. And after he graduated from law school, that's when he was finding out that all the other college students were going to the professor's house on the weekend. We're going out golfing with the professor. Learning how to navigate these streets, these waters, these systems of oppression. We have to understand how they work. We have to understand the maze within itself. One of the things that we are completely unaware of are the governor's council. The governor's council is made up of civilians, me, you. They don't necessarily have to be attorneys. It can be anybody and anything that wants to run for the governor's council. And who these people are the individuals that handpick what judges are going to hand down your sentence. You don't have to be a criminal to care about the governor's council. You don't have to be an ex-felon to care about the governor's council. If you care about justice being served, when there is no jury of your peers, when only the judge looks you in the eye and makes that decision, how you gonna make a decision about my life and you understand nothing about me? I got a 14-year-old at home that completely understands, like, how is the judge going to give him a sentence that makes sense if his lifestyle doesn't make sense, where his background doesn't make sense? Good rising, good rising, good rising. You're either in Nigeria or Birmingham, but good rising to you. Thank you for tuning in. Waking Up with TaylaAndre. The show has never been about the fact that I'm an insomniac. I hate waking up. I hate coming on air this damn early in the rising. Wake Up with TaylaAndre has always been about waking up your third eye. Once upon a time, it was Say It with TaylaAndre. When Facebook first came out, I, in 2007, started waking up myself, started reading, started watching YouTube videos, started, all of the questions that I've had all of the days of my life. There was finally a place where I could search them out and find these answers, Sway. 2007, Say It with TaylaAndre was in Birmingham, Alabama. We did shout out to Goodfellas Radio. We had internet radio. I believe it was over 25,000 international listeners. It was dope. Talked about anything and everything under the sun, and I was completely unfiltered because there was no filtration system. It was internet radio. The first thing that ever hit me, Asaria was a year old. She was born in 2006. 2007, started waking up. This is why my kids are not vaccinated, because I was just like, oh, okay, well, let's start now. And I already had a couple vaccinations. Asaria did not. What else do I need to learn? Damn, my daughter need to stop drinking milk. I'm glad I breastfed her for the last 8 months. Took the kids off milk. And it started from there. Like, Tayla, here goes Tayla. Finna ruin beef. About to ruin milk. Started learning about genetically modified organisms. Not just genetically modified foods, but genetically modified organisms. If you ever watched the show Black Mirror on Netflix, there were quite a few references of them talking about this fake apple, but at least it tastes, it gives you the illusion of being real. I know Black Mirror's like, okay, that's a sci-fi show. What does that have to do with reality? I don't know. Enemy of the State? What's that got to do with reality? We thought that was a science fiction movie. Jason Bourne? Bourne Supremacy? Bourne Identity? We thought that was a science fiction movie. What's that got to do with reality? And all you're getting, get some understanding. And all your Versace's and all your, I don't even know. I can't name names. I've never been a label buyer. I've never been able to afford labels. First and foremost, let me say that I'm not knocking anybody out here that likes good things. I've never been able to afford labels, so as I grew up, labels weren't important to me. You know how, like, people who have drunk daddies either become a drunk themselves or never touch alcohol? Well, I'm the one that, quote-unquote, never touched alcohol. I didn't have the money. I didn't see the labels. I don't care about labels as an adult. And all you're getting, whether you're getting weed, alcohol, music, whatever stimulates you, and all you're getting, get some understanding. Wake up. If you don't like TaylaAndre, my voice is annoying. I repeat stuff all the time. I'm bashing politicians on a regular basis and then going and hugging them and taking pictures with them after I tell them about the things that I don't like. Whatever have you. Get some understanding. Get your own understanding. Get your own wisdom. Get your own knowledge. Wake up. Have a conversation with yourself. Have a conversation with your peers. Have a conversation with your children. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. There were a lot of people at the family reunion there were a lot of people missing from the family reunion. People who were here 2 years ago that are no longer here. Give me my flowers while I'm still living. We never gave them their flowers. And now they're gone. TaylaAndre will not always be around. I will not always be here. In the flesh, I will return to the ether one day. I will never commit suicide. Somebody record that, rewind it. It would never happen. I don't care if there's a long, intricate letter that gave details about how I feel. It never happened. It was foul play. I'm telling you that right now. It would never happen. Get some understanding in all of your getting. Ask questions, even when it pains you. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend and one of my clients, Eva Leaks. She posted on Facebook last night that things that feel good aren't necessarily good for you, and some of the things that feel horrible are sometimes the best things that ever happened to you. Navigate these waters, understand the positions that these people are applying for, and by applying, when they are asking for your vote. I want to take a step further. Even when your insurance company contacts you via mail, snail mail, and tells you that we are, looking at a board of directors, what say you, yay or nay? Look them up. Google who these people are. Google what companies and corporations they back and support. Who pays them? My insurance company all the time sends me letters about who are the new board members, and we're doing a board rotation and we're taking nominations. Why does that matter to me, Tayla? Why do I care about that? When you take a look at the bigger picture, the people who are on the boards, the people who are making decisions, make decisions in your life about how much money you're going to spend, what will and will not be covered. It's important for you to be mindful of all the people in position of power that make decisions that will trickle down to you. This has nothing to do with me, Tayla. It has everything to do with you. If you are living life, if you are breathing, if you are living, if you get in your vehicle, if you get on the bus, you have a right to know who makes the decisions in your life. You have that right. There's a news article that I want to read so bad, and I've been fighting for the past couple days to find it. It's like solid information from the wife of a Lincoln Park member, and I feel like it's been taken off the internet, because I have not been able to find it. And that leads me to my next quote-unquote rant of being mindful of what's going on with the internet. I don't know who they are. The man. I don't know who the man is. I don't know if it's the Wizard of Oz, one person in the back cranking all the wheels, but they are trying to privatize the internet. Now, I want to give you a quick example. You guys remember when Beyonce had that outfit on, the all-black leather bathing suit looking thing, and she made the crazy face like, Arr! And she was like, take it down. She had to pay XYZ money, and you don't see those crazy pictures of her face looking insane, but so often. I just recently saw one. I was like, damn, this used to be every meme all the time, and it's kind of fading out a little bit. She paid buku money to have those pictures removed. The photographer, the publisher, and the little black channels of the dark space of the internet. Take them down, take them down. Okay, take that concept, make it a little bit bigger, and what if the Wizard of Oz, the man, the ABC boys, decided that there's certain information that we don't want you to know? We're going to take it down. If the internet is privatized, you can throw away all of your freedom. We will move from, what are we right now, as far as freedom of speech is concerned? We're like number 18 on the list. As far as countries that have, the freedom of speech. Say what you want. Freedom of speech. We are nowhere close to number 1, in case you didn't know. Nowhere close. We privatize the internet, baby. We might be South Korea. What? There was a Lincoln Park member's wife. I swear, if you guys have heard, I don't believe it to be a conspiracy. It's not. Chester Bennington was, quote unquote, killed, committed suicide, and his wife wrote a note about, posted it on Facebook that he did not commit suicide. And it talks about how they were oh my goodness. I can't find it, y'all. I've been trying to find it. And again, going back to, if the internet is privatized, you won't be able to find any of the truth. There was an article back in the Roswell days when the spaceship crashed and we didn't want Russia to get the reverse technology, so we went ahead and said that it was a hot air balloon. There is the actual article, a photograph of the actual article the day it took place, or the following night after it took place, of like a flying saucer and, eyewitness reports. And then the next day it's like, no saucer. It was a flying air balloon. Hot air balloon. No worries. then why the hell the United States government will shoot you on the spot if you go in certain distance of this area 51 in the middle of nowhere? Just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. Don't believe me? Do your own due diligence. I don't care whatever comes out of my mouth. Don't ever believe me. Don't ever believe a word I've ever said. There's over 500 Wake Up with TaylaAndre shows. Some of them are ignorant. Some of them are enlightening. Some of them are annoying. Some of them are long and drawn out. Some of them were the beginning stages of the show. I had no clue what the heck I was doing. But I promise you, it's laced with all types of little points of knowledge. Don't believe anything I've ever said. Look it up for yourself. Do your due diligence. And question everything. Don't believe nothing you read, half of what you see, nothing of what you hear, and go find the facts for yourself. Chester Bennington hanging is almost identical to Chris Cornell's suicide. They were Lincoln Park members. They're stating that Chester Bennington may have mimicked the suicide of his close friend on his birthday because the way that they died were virtually identical. Law enforcement reports that Lincoln Park singer was found hanging from a door, separating his bedroom from his closet. The story was broke that Chris Cornell died hanging from a hotel door, separating his bedroom door from the bathroom as well. They were told that Chester was found with a belt around his neck. Chris was found with an exercise band around his neck. Sources say that there was a particular empty bottle of alcohol in the room where Chester died, but no evidence of drugs. And they were told that Chester did not leave a suicide note in the room, and neither did Chris. And Chester killed himself on Thursday, which would have been Chris Cornell's 53rd birthday. It's coming out that, quote unquote, there's fake stories claiming that the Lincoln Park singer's death was a murder, and it's so fake and don't believe it. It's not real. And the wife, I'm trying to tell you, it's so difficult to find this letter. But the wife basically states that neither one of them committed suicide. If you knew anything about, I personally do not know anything about Lincoln Park other than they came out back in the 90s when I was in high school, and they had, conscious, semi-conscious music where it was in between great beats and crazy cartoons, had a lot of messages in them. And in those messages, they were telling the truth, and they promised to tell the truth. And if you take a look at all the truth tellers, my love, all of the reporters that try to report on anything Hillary Clinton did, don't believe me, go read. I promise you, it's over 50 people. That body count is long. I wish I could find it, baby. But they took that letter down as quickly as they switched it over from a flying saucer to a hot air balloon. Don't believe me, do your due diligence. Don't ever believe nothing I say. Don't ever believe things that come out of my mouth. And I won't take it. I take it no way. You don't hurt my feelings by doing your due diligence. Thank you. That means you've been listening. I think I got it. Thank you. I love my listeners. I love you so much. So much. Give me a quick second. Let me go ahead and pull this up because I think it is important. I think it's important for us to know what's going on in the world. If it's a lie, if it's a truth, if it's possible. A conspiracy is just something you quote unquote can't prove at this moment because you don't have control of the flow of information. Had you had all the information, you may be able to take the conspiracy off the table and say that it's a fact. Not an alternative fact, but a fact. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre. Give me a quick moment. We'll be right back. Big City, 101.3 FM. Y'all already know we can't listen to music. Good rising, good rising. Woo-hoo. Yo, when I tell you, they took this motherfucking letter down so quick. Here it is. Ooh-wee. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I don't dance. I make money move. I miss you too, baby. I miss you. Bon dia. I don't dance. I make money moves. I hate that song so much. But it's so addictive. I don't dance. I make money. So annoying. Alright, we're coming back up. Y'all saw that?
DJ Sus won the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, alright? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and you are now tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3, with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, TaylaAndre, Boston.
Keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked. If you can't keep it locked on 101.3, please remember that we do have an app. Whether you're an Android or an iPhone user, we have an app. Download it. Be connected. Stay connected to us at all times. Download the Big City Boston, Big City Radio app. It's huge with red letters, white background, and it's 101.3 FM. Download the app. Hit us up. 617-282-0062. I miss y'all so much. Waking up with TaylaAndre. Today is the first day back. I'm back. I came back from family reunion. I was in Atlanta and Birmingham with family, and I can't tell you how important it is. Like, how important it is for you to invest time in the ones that you love. How amazing it felt to put the phone down. I can make it put your phone down. And it was great to just be around the energy of family. You know, I stayed with kids the whole time I was there. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't like them little things, but I stay around them on a regular basis. But I was around the babies and cared for the babies and watching over the babies. And there's something about them children. Their innocence, teaching them, answering their questions, making sure that when they grow old, they will not depart from the ways that are instilled in them. And unfortunately, not all of my cousins' baby mamas are instilling the right thing. So, I feel like it's my duty to step in and pick up where some of the pieces were broken off. Prior to the break, I was telling you about a Linkin Park singer's wife made an announcement about his death. Chester Bennington's wife said that my husband was murdered and I have proof. Following the tragic news of Chester Bennington's sudden death this week, his wife has announced that she has proof that her husband did not commit suicide. Her name is Talinda Ann Bentley, and she has shocked the Linkin Park fans by revealing that he was dead before he was hung. And that was, what she said from her Twitter account. He was already dead before he hung himself, and I have proof. The post was removed again shortly after it was posted and then retweeted many times by fans that were just like, did you see it? Did you see it? Post it again. He was pronounced dead on the birthday of his close friend, Chris Cornell, who was also found dead the exact same way a little over 2 months prior. Both men were found hanging behind a door. On each occasion, the police prematurely ruled the deaths as suicide. Friends and family of both Cornell and Bennington said that they were shocked by the news, as either of them was in any way suicidal before their death. There are new claims about Bennington's death from his wife that are saying that this is not suicide. It's not legitimate, and she has proof, and I definitely want to see this proof. I'm waiting for this proof. Aside from he wasn't dead, he was already dead prior to him being hung. She talks about how, if you know anything about him, he didn't trust people because of circumstances in the past, that both him, Chris, as well as Chester were both assaulted as children, and that there is a larger scheme of children's sexual assaults going on. And this, basically, long story short, is more behind the scenes than you realize. There's more going on behind the curtain than you could ever imagine. And I cannot tell you how much I truly believe Pizzagate to be a real thing. I know it was a quote-unquote conspiracy that went all the way to the left. Some dude went crazy. But if you know anything about rituals, if you know anything about people that practice demonic rituals, you do know and understand that the innocence of a child is necessary and needed. And I know it sounds crazy. It really does. And I feel like the only person who truly understands what I'm saying right now is Steve Wilson. But there is so much that we do not get, that we do not understand. So much about the food that we consume, about the beef with lesions and sacks of pus. Recently posted a video. It's absolutely disgusting. Not all meat is disgusting, but when you shop at Save-A-Lot and you get 25 wings for $6, where you think that chicken's coming from, baby? When you can't go down the street and get 6 wings for less than $9. What do you think you are really eating? And this isn't, I have West Indian friends, and sometimes, depending on what time it is during the day, I myself believe I'm West Indian, but, there is a thought process that as long as you put some lemon, some vinegar, and some salt on the chicken, it's fine. And that premise came from back when the ancestors were on the fields, went back there, killed the chicken, chopped off the head, took out the feathers, took out the guts, gizzards, and everything else, and cleaned it with a little lemon, because they didn't, how else are we supposed to clean it? Little lemon, little vinegar, little salt. We in the middle of nowhere. Maybe there's a little dirt on the chicken. But what we're not thinking about is, what did that chicken consume? We are what you eat. What did that chicken consume? What was in the food that the chicken ate? Did the chicken run around and play? Did he open his feathers? Same thing with the eggs. When you can get 18 eggs for $2.99, but you can't get free-range eggs for less than $4.99, I need you to just think about it. I know it's an expensive choice. Trust me, when you got 15 kids to feed, you got to make things work. Literally, like 15 kids at my house to feed them. You got to make it work. So I understand when you taking dollars and trying to make sense out of it to feed 2 and 3 with a husband. What about farmers markets? What about the neighborhood markets? Like the actual neighborhood. Not big box businesses. There's farmers that are right here in Canton. If you can travel to the club, you find a way to the club, or you can't find a way to the farm. A Wisconsin company is the first in the U.S. to implant microchips in employees. This is not a new concept. It's taking place around the world. But here in the United States, there's a Wisconsin company to be the first. Would you get microchipped? If your job said, listen, we're doing this new thing, everybody has to get shot. It's for the protection of you and everyone around you. Vaccines at the hospital. Flu shot at the hospital. Message. I have somebody that I'm close with who's been working at the hospital for 25 years. And every flu season, they have to take the flu shot. And she said that she's a summer bird. Like, she goes home for the winter. She goes to the islands for the winter. And it started because she just wanted to go home. And then she kept doing it because they told her that around flu season, she had to take the flu shot. So to eliminate all of that, she just goes home. And she doesn't work during those months. There's a way around everything. And with school coming up, and the children needed to be vaccinated before going to school, I need you to understand that Massachusetts is not a state where you are mandatory to vaccinate your child prior to them attending school. In the state of Massachusetts, you can write a letter with, depending on if the daddy is on the birth certificate, you will need his consent as well. If the daddy is not on the birth certificate, you write a letter and you say religious or philosophical reasons. Pick one. Is it your religious reasoning you don't want your child to be vaccinated? Or is it your philosophical reasons you don't want your child to be vaccinated? But in the state of Massachusetts, you have a choice. You can say, I do not want my child to be shot with chemicals that the damn doctor don't even know that's in them. But I do want my child to go to school. Would you get microchipped, huh? Plantations have changed the game. The RFID chipping isn't new. We've heard about this in technology many, many years ago. And people laughed at the idea, but in saying that it represents the mark of the beast, and, saying that this has a lot to do with Revelations. And did you read the Bible? And, putting it in your right hand. What does that mean? I don't know what it means to you, but to me it means that we know where you are at all times. We can turn it off. We can turn it on. There was some crazy movie that was in the movie theaters about people that had a microchip in the back of their neck, and they all worked for this company. And then the company got locked down, and you have to kill your coworkers, and it's the last man standing. It's the people who get to leave, and the microchip would explode in their head at some point. Know where you are at all times. It is going to turn into your credit card. Right now, we're looking at chips, right? You're either swiping or you have to insert your card. Insert your card so it can read your chip, the chip reader, right? This is a whole new concept. Some people still have the swipe or no swipes, and some people are inserting that chip. It's getting you used to having that chip being read. You have the Apple Pay. You have this Pay where you just scan the beep, and it deducts the money from your card or your bank account. You take that idea, like, I don't care, call me what you want, baby, but it's called common sense. If you put the dots together, it makes a picture. If you ain't looking at the picture correctly, you ain't gonna see it. I see things that aren't there because I'm paying attention. That RFD chip then turns into, this is your bank account. I forgot what movie it was, but it's like your lifeline, your depletion. You have to use your chip to drink water. Tayla, that's never going to happen. Seriously? What's going on in Flint, Michigan, where they have no water? This is the United States of America. They haven't had water since 2014. It's 2017. Halfway through 2017, looking at 2018, they still don't have clean water. They still drinking out of bottles. They still bathing out of bottles. They still brush their teeth while you over here running water and listening to it run. They're wishing they could run water without looking at golden, nasty, yellow, brown. And it's not just them. It's many parishes in the South, in the Midwest, that have lead-filled pipes. Let's talk about Standing Rock. If an oil pipe bursts at any moment, it can contaminate billions of gallons of water. And if you didn't know, there was already a lake that was contaminated while Standing Rock was still standing on rocks protesting no dapple. Scan your chip for water. Scan your chip for food. Scan your chip to pay your bills. Scan your chip for everything. Oh, this person does not have enough money on their chip. We're sorry. You cannot get on the bus, get on the train. Okay, that concept, real life, your money, your social security number, everything on the chip, your health insurance information, everything. Everything. Sounds amazing, huh? Just scan the chip. We'll know your entire history. With me and my conspiracy theorist ways, I'm like, I don't think so. Because who then has control of that? Who can go behind the scenes and type, you're now a fugitive. Let me see your chip. Tayla, you're so extreme. I know. If y'all don't pay attention, you're going to be wishing you were a little bit more extreme. Lord have mercy. The United States of America incarcerates 2.2 million people. That is more than any other country in the world. Are you aware of that? That is not an alternative fact. I was watching a documentary. There are more men, black men, in jail today than there were black men in slavery in the 1800s. I don't know if you know anybody in jail, but in some states, they work. And they're not getting an education, they're not being reformed or taught or getting ready to prepare themselves for society. No, they're in there working, busting their behinds, breaking their backs for like 13 cents a day. Haiti official who exposed the Clinton Foundation found dead in Miami. This is another one in my DJ Khaled voice. Another one. I really believe that currently the list is at 62 individuals that were either exposing the Clinton Foundation or were reporting on the Clintons. I believe the number is 62 now. It was 58. If you don't believe me, I believe we have an entire show where we went down the list of the names, who they were, and how they were connected to the Clintons. Do you, baby, don't ever believe anything that comes out of my mouth, please. Do your due diligence. And look up crazy things. Like, for instance, I was in Brockton showing one of my clients, met multiple houses, and we kept seeing this star over and over. Well, I personally kept seeing the star over and over again. I was like, what does this star mean? What is this? What is this? Are they Jewish? Yeah, I had no clue what it was. And I ignorantly Googled, what are the stars on white people's houses in the suburbs? Do you know the answer came up immediately? It's a nautical star. It's called a barn star. And it's like a nautical star that is for good luck. Had no clue. But how else was I supposed to, like, the star on... What is the star that white people put on their houses? The answer popped right up. It sounds like a crazy question to ask. You ain't finna get no answer out of that question. Well, I did. And I want you to do the same. I want you to start, seeking questions, baby. Seek all questions. His name was Klaus Eberwin. He's a former Haitian government official. Klaus, Klaus, Eberwin. I want to tell you that Martin contacted me yesterday regarding the Forgotten Occupation, the show that we did about the documentary that Martin put together about the Forgotten Occupation, about the United States of America going into Haiti and stealing their gold. Did you ever know that? Did you know the reason why Haiti is poor today is because the United States in the early 1900s went into Haiti and took their gold? If we gave Haiti back their gold, I'm trying to tell you, Haiti would run the world right now. As resilient as they are, sucker fetch. Shout out to all my Haitians. Like I said, some days, depending on what time it is, I'm West Indian as well. Might be Ethiopian. I am a woman of the world. I do not subscribe to one. I really don't. I believe I'm everything. And my family jokes about it all the time. Like, Tayla might be Dominican today, Puerto Rican tomorrow, Cape Verdean on Friday, Haitian on Saturday, and then on Sunday, we might be Southern Baptist. You cannot think for 5 seconds that you were put on earth to limit yourself. You have one life. You don't know if today is going to be your last day. You do not know if you're going to die in a car accident, in a plane crash. You don't know if you're going to die from a heart attack. You don't know if you're going to get shot because of these senseless individuals out here popping off and not aiming at a damn target. You don't know when you're going to go. Why on earth would you live your life unhappily? Why on earth would you go to a job that you hate, not fulfilling your heart's purpose, not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing? Why would you not explore religion and explore culture and explore the world and live life through other people's eyes? I can't tell you how many times somebody's asked me if I've been Muslim for the past 21 days. Am I a terrorist these past 21 days? Wearing all white with my head wrapped. Seeing it through the other side, seeing it through the other lens. Instead of being the one judging, I'm the one being judged. Damn, I see a little differently now. And this is a purification process. All white, purifying my thoughts, keeping my head wrapped, being mindful of the things that I think. Keeping myself clean. It's difficult keeping white clean, baby. 21 days has probably been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Is keeping white clean. This purification process that I'm going through. But I've gotten a million and one questions regarding what I wear and how I dress it. What does that mean? And are you a terrorist like that? That blew my mind. Could you withstand that? Could you go to work every day with your natural hair out and not feel like you finna be fired tomorrow? Could you go and wear your African garb, my Nigerians? Go to work wearing your African garb and not having someone tell you that is not professionally dressed? Colin Kaepernick has his hair out, and Michael Vick over here talking about, well, if he cut his hair, they'd like him again. That's a damn lie. He sat there, took a knee, and decided he's going to stand up for the people that have no voice, and that's why they won't give him a job. It ain't got nothing to do with his hair. Y'all ain't see some of these football players' hair, some of these basketball players' hair? It ain't got nothing to do with his hair. It has everything to do with what he stands for, his morals, his beliefs, the truth. There's so much going on out here, baby. There's so much going on out here. Like, for instance, since 1950, you know how much money the Vatican has paid to close child molestation lawsuits? The Vatican, $4 billion to cover up child molestation. And you think Pizzagate is fake? Question? Technically, it's 3,994,797,060.10. Nearly $4 billion covering up child molestation. Straight from the Vatican to the Catholic Church. You don't believe me? Go do your due diligence. You ain't got to believe nothing. Nothing I say. I want to give a huge shout out to Kyrie Irving, who wants to start a self-sustaining company. He is planning to start a self-sustaining company where I have an idea, he said, of a self-sustaining community that ultimately exists without any outside forces. We create our own food, we manufacture, we do everything. Within this community, we don't need outsiders. If this ain't the blueprint, where Takwa at? I hope I hope we go ahead and follow this blueprint. He says everyone has equality, but just built around a culture that is being driven by individuals that are selected amongst us as a community that we want to stay close to. So we're just working on a plan where ultimately we can accomplish that on a greater scale of a lot of acres of farmable land and basically buy that land and start building our own damn community. I want to give a huge shout out to Kyrie Irving. I don't know who he is. I believe he's a sports basketball player. I could be wrong, but Kyrie wants to start a self-sustaining community where there are no outsiders buying acres upon acres of land and living life the way it's supposed to be lived. There was a schizophrenic man who has third-degree burns. If I posted this picture, it would outrage you, just like it should outrage you when you think about what happened in the past. Third-degree burns when they cut off the genitals of men that were hanging. The police did it. I want to give a huge shout-out to the police officers that put their uniform on every single day to serve the community that they live in, to serve the community that they love, to help people. If I say something and it don't sit well with you or you don't like it, thank you. He is a basketball player with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers? Did I say that right? Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm sorry, I don't know about sports. I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that there are so many people sleeping. Where are my mamas and daddies at? When you wake up, the kids done went to sleep after you. It's school. So you trying to be nice and let them stay up, and you wake up, there's dishes in the sink. You went to bed, there weren't no damn dishes in the sink. They got bags of everything laying around the house. Things just out of place. And you like, are you serious? You know better. Clean this stuff up now. Get it together. When I come back downstairs, this mess better be cleaned up. You know better. The heck you doing? Get them dishes out my sink. I feel like that every single day when it comes to my people. When I see my people, like, for instance, I was in Atlanta, I was in the club, I was in the marketplace. Superficial as I can't even say the word that I want. They are so superficial. Everything is a name. Everything is a label. But they ain't got no damn morals. They do have manners. They do, please, thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am. But they don't have no sense at all. To have a bunch of beautiful black people, to have a black mayor, damn near everybody on the police force black. To see all these amazing, it's like Black Hollywood in Atlanta. You likely to see anybody at any time. Anywhere. At the grocery, at Walmart, like, you see anybody at any time. But they're not seeing them as human beings. Oh, there's a human that, currently plays sports. Oh, there's a human that's currently on TV. It's like, oh my God, look at that God. That person that I see on TV that I admire so much that does absolutely nothing. Doesn't give back to community or society. Oh my gosh. No sense at all. I'm frustrated because we know better. We do. And I said, Nana say you know better, you do better. But sometimes you know better and you just don't give a what. You just don't care. And I care. I care entirely too much. A man was held down by police on scorching hot pavement during an arrest and receives third-degree burns. A California family is demanding answers after a man sustained life-threatening injuries after being pinned to the ground by police during his arrest on a 101-degree summer day. Reports say that James Nelson, 28 years old, has been hospitalized in the burn unit for the last 29 days with second and third-degree burns covering 45% of his body. Following an arrest at a KFC restaurant, relatives of Nelson alleged that the methods used by police to control him during his arrest were cruel and unnecessary. He is schizophrenic. He does have a mental health condition. He was a black man. His whole abdomen, all the way up to his neck, the whole side, right side of his face is burned. They took the skin off of his quads. His quads were all ripped up. His body is a bloody mess, she said. These pictures show it. It is so disturbing. It is so disturbing. That baby is. The picture looks like something that you would have seen back in the day in the 1800s, early 1900s. Like they took a torch to him and lit him on fire. Protocol is to take control of the scene and safely detain individuals. They also have to protect themselves and protect community. Mr. Nelson was only on the ground long enough to safely control him and take off multiple layers of his skin. If you don't know, now you know. Again, say his name. He's still living. Give him his flowers as he still lives. He was a schizophrenic man. He is a schizophrenic man. Mental health condition, 28 years old. And I do believe that our police officers should be trained in this. Like, they should be trained to deal with people that may or may not have mental health issues. How do you detain them properly? How is this a learning opportunity? And not just for California. How is this a learning opportunity here in Boston? How is this a learning opportunity across the world? Or at least across our nation. Protests for St. Louis to install air conditioning in the sweltering jails. In St. Louis, they will install temporary air conditioners in the city jail known as the workhouse after temperatures in the city topped over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, triggering protests outside the lockup for the mayor's office and local reports to state that, Police have been using pepper spray to disperse about 150 demonstrators outside of the city's medium security institution, MSI, protesting the sweltering conditions in which inmates were being held. According to reports, at one point, some protesters scaled the exterior of the fence around the jail. To provide relief, the city will install temporary AC units starting as early as Monday. A spokesperson for the mayor said it in an email that, they are trying to do their best with the resources that they have. But we could really care less about these animals that are locked up. Those are my words, not theirs. It didn't just now start getting hot. Y'all ain't had AC in how many years? I bet you somebody wrote a letter. That's really where it started. Somebody wrote a letter. They in here burning us. I can't breathe. There's no water. I'm dehydrated. St. Louis voters in 2015 rejected a bond measure that would have paid for air conditioning at the jail and other public work projects. Civil Liberties Group have long criticized conditions at the jail, which has a capacity to hold more than 1,100 people. Most of those held are awaiting trial and cannot afford to pay bail required for release, just like Rikers Island, where a good 90% of those at Rikers Island are there under $10,000 bail or bond. You remember the man who's suing because his bail was $1 and everyone failed to inform him? $1. And he did not get out. He was in there for months. Lost his job. Everything. A Tennessee judge offers 30 days. Baby, 30 days. This is not new. This is just coming to light. What did Will Smith say? Police brutality isn't new. It's not a new concept. We just have new ways of capturing it, of filming it, of reporting it. Tennessee judge offers to release inmates early if they get sterilized. Sterilized. Cut off your manhood. A judge in Central Tennessee is hoping to help repeat offenders make something of themselves, in air quotes, by offering them a highly original and probably an unconstitutional deal. Reduced jail time in exchange for sterilization operations. Under a standing order issued by General Sessions Judge Sam Bennington, inmates in the White County, Tennessee, can receive 30 days credit for never having a child again, for never being able to procreate, for never being able to do the one thing that is the most revolutionary thing you can do, and that's engage in love, baby. The most revolutionary thing we can do is get married, have children, teach them strong Kwanzaa principles. The order came down quietly in May, and already dozens of inmates have sought to take advantage of it. 32 women have received implants of the hormone device Nexplanon, and 38 men have signed up to receive vasectomies. 38 men and 32 women. That's over 70 families that will not be started. According to reports, the procedures are reportedly being performed free by the Tennessee Department of Health. The department did not immediately return any response, but there are reports that say that inmates in White County were also reportedly offered a 2-day credit on their sentence if they complete a neonatal class designed to educate them about the dangers of having children while on drugs. And I think that's yes, please do that. Offer them days off if they take parental classes and learn how to be better mommies and daddies from behind bars and when they're in person with their children. Offer them days off of their sentence if they learn a skill or a trade. Offer them days off of their sentence if they conduct them, good behavior. They already do that, right? But to offer people days off of their sentence, 30 days, to never be able to procreate again. What is 30 days? Well, Tayla, you ain't never did time in jail, so you don't understand what 30 days look like. 30 days is a long time. Forever is a long time not to be able to have any children. If you're 25 years old, you went ahead and copped the plea. You didn't have any money for an attorney. They told you either take this deal or face up to 25 years, and you over there facing 9 years for something you did not do. The Innocence Project did their research, had their numbers, did their due diligence. There is a huge number of incarcerated persons that are in jail, not because they did something wrong, but because they could not afford someone to prove that they didn't do anything wrong. Life, 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 life. It's funny when, as a child, you watch the movie and like, ha, 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 he, that's a funny movie. But then as an adult, you start looking at it differently. Like, damn, they got locked up for something they didn't do. How many men? How many women? Go get the money. Go get the money. I just want you to do your due diligence, baby. I want us to be fruitful. I want us to multiply. I want you to prosper. I want you to be blessed. I am blessed. I don't want you to just sing a song. I want you to know that you are blessed. I want you to feel that you are blessed. I want you to conduct yourself as if you are blessed. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to know who you are. I want you to teach the young people about who they are. There's programs out here for young boys that teach them about, that's right. There's a story I'm supposed to be reading to you. I apologize, baby. I apologize. There's a story that I'm supposed to be reading to you about a program. Shout out to Steve Wilson. He is out here working for you, keeping us informed. Team Go Get It 24/7. It's a group on Facebook. I suggest, if you can hear my voice, if you are on Facebook, I would suggest that hashtag Team Go Get It 24/7, that you take a look at it. They post on your behalf. You can post whatever you want, information that you want people to have. Oh Lord. I just might have to post it on Facebook, baby, because I cannot find it, and I'm trying. If it does come up, I'll definitely read it. St. Petersburg, Florida, there was more intensity around mayor's race. Last Tuesday was absolutely horrendous. After the assertion was made as a non-factor in the race, mayoral candidate Paul Kagame snapped back at members of the Uhuru movement and their candidate Jesse Neville during a mayoral debate July 18th in St. Pete. Kagame's response was one many may not have expected. He told the man to go back to Africa. That's what he told him. Mr. Neville, you and your people talk about reparations. The reparations you talk about, Mr. Neville, your people already got your reparations. Your reparations came in the form of a man named Barack Obama, Kagame said, pointing a finger at the audience as he spoke. He continued, my advice to you, if you don't like it here in America, planes leave every hour out of Tampa Airport. Go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. Go back. There was a woman in the audience who said, a woman in the audience who said, yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. When I read these reports, like a whole movie plays out in my head. Just like when I read the Bible, it plays out completely different than a lot of you who read the Bible. I see sex, scandal. I see, like, the Bible to me is love and hip-hop on fleek. There ain't nothing new under the sun. Read the Bible. It's Love and Hip Hop, the first edition. Get out of here. Yeah. We don't want you. Like, just imagine being in that room. Planes leave every day. Go back to Africa. Whew. Current Mayor Rick Kreisman released a statement the following day condemning Kajemi's statement. I was reluctant to engage this candidate last night and draw even more attention to his disturbing message. I regret not doing so, though. It is simply unacceptable to spew this kind of bigoted rhetoric. I'm sorry, do we have a president that currently does this? Free speech should not compromise the dignity and respect of any person or community. This candidate spoke hateful words about the African Americans and the LGBT community. He has the right to do so, but nothing about what he has said is right. His comments aren't who we are, and that came straight from the mayor, the current mayor, Rick Kreisman. In that statement, he just might get reelected. This is unacceptable. I do not condone this. That is not how it should be. But this is real life. I can't make this up. And in other news, because I need you to understand that I do not just pull these things out of midair. I don't make these things up. These are things that are going on in your United States of America. Your home of the free, land of the brave. Rah, rah, rah. Ain't that America? Visa offers money to businesses willing to ditch cash payments. Visa is asking businesses to embrace the cashless transaction. The credit card company has announced the Visa Cashless Challenge, which offers small food-related businesses in the United States up to $10,000 on the condition they ditch all paper and coin money in favor of electronic payments, aiming to create a culture where cash is no longer king. The program will give merchants increased ability to accept all forms of global digital payments. In the release, the company went on to list the ways going cashless can benefit businesses and customers alike. It notes a recent study conducted by Visa that found companies had increased revenue after switching from cash to digital payments. While Visa's cashless challenge isn't available in Canada, consumers have been lending towards paper-free payments for years. One of the things that I want to say is I want you to go back to the RFD chip conversation that we were just having, the conversation we were having where go ahead and, have all your information on this chip, scan your chip, or withdraw your funds from there. Making it a cashless system. Do I think it should be a cashless system? Absolutely not. You ain't finna know everything I just bought off my swiping, no swiping. Sometimes I love cash. Cash is king. Gold is even better. Give Haiti back their gold, forgotten occupation. Y'all really didn't know that, huh? I know there's plenty of y'all that did not know. Haiti had billions of dollars in gold. Billions. And the United States marched their happy ass in there and stole all of it for their protection. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Hey, good morning, Taylor. It's been a while since I spoke to you, but I was thinking about digital currency. Now, that's what they're pushing. If you realize, that's what they really want. So who's to stop when we all have digital currency and no cash? Who's to stop the government from putting a lock on our accounts that basically now we're at their mercy and we can't buy nothing, we can't do nothing unless you do exactly what they tell you? What's to stop that? If once basically they can shut it down whenever they want to. You got no cash, what are you buying? You need water. How you get water? How you get food? You need to think about this thing a lot deeper than what it looks like on the surface. Because anybody just raises the surface and they move on to the next story and they don't really look at what the whole big picture is. There's a bigger picture in this whole scheme of things. You get it. You know it.
I do.
But some people think that each thing is individual, that it doesn't connect. It all connects. It all connects to a bigger picture of what they're really trying to do if you know it.
Message. I love you. I appreciate you. I miss you so much. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you, you too.
Have a wonderful day, my love. I can't tell you how much I miss y'all. I miss you so much. All links, videos. I'm trying to find this Darshgone report that I'm supposed to be reading to you about what's going on in Boston. Some things that are popping off that you guys, we definitely should be in the building for. I want to give a huge shout out to Nahemi. She said doctors won't even do this for regular medical issues, not life-threatening, but the state is doing this for 30 days off a sentence. Now, what happens when said person, and this is in regards to the vasectomies, 30 days off your, shaved off your sentence if you get a vasectomy, or if women get implanted with the inability to have, like, sterilizing. They're trying to sterilize you. They're trying to make sure that you don't procreate. They don't want to see black love be made. They don't want to see us be great. Now, what happens when said person who was in a desperate place at the time now agrees and finds someone they want to start a family with, even though it's being piloted in a predominantly white area? This is going to deeply impact brown, blacks, and poor. As far as the no AC in jail, we currently have the same issue here in Massachusetts. No AC at MCI, Concord, and other prisons in Massachusetts. I did not know this. That I cannot imagine being anywhere. Like, the heat that we recently had. Lord have that sticky, nasty, annoying. I can't. It's ridiculous. I could not imagine not having AC in this heat. I want to say that I thank you guys so much. I want you to do your due diligence. I want you to understand that not, like, everything. Give people their flowers while they're still here, because you don't know how long they're going to be here for. You don't know how long they're going to last for. Life can be taken away any moment, at any time. I want you to know your past. I want you to know your history. I want you to know who you are. I want you to go back and do your due diligence. Don't believe anything that I say. Don't believe anything that anybody says. Look it up for yourself. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Taylor. Reggie B. What's going on, sis?
Hey, Reggie B, what's going on?
Hey, listen, I just got to work, but I just want to chime in real quick. I caught you on the way to work when you was talking about, the chip and stuff like that. But for the listeners and for yourself, if you remember that movie with Justin Timberlake called Time, did you ever see that movie called?
I never saw the movie, but I get what you're saying. Go on.
Okay, and they had to have numbers on the top of their wrist, like so many years. And when that time ran out, they expired. That's where we're heading, sister. That's the shit.
Message.
Talk to you later, Taylor.
Peace and love. I love and appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day today. Waking up with TaylaAndre is not about the ass crack of dawn, because I don't like being up this early. I'm an insomniac. I like the witching hour. I love 3 a.m. I love it when everybody else is sleeping and I can sit there and be with God. Oh, I love that. That is the creative hour. Anybody who's a right brainer is an insomniac. We love the night hours. We love being able to tap into that spirit side. We love being able to just sit and listen and be at peace and not hear the world outside because everyone else is sleeping. That's my favorite time. Wake Up with TaylaAndre is about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I want nothing more but for you to have knowledge of self. I want nothing more than for you to have knowledge of where you come from and where you hail from, who your ancestors are. If you watch some of those old school movies, I am such and such of such and such. Like, know who you are. Know your tribe. Know where you hail from. Know your ancestors. Do a little research. Do a little history. Know your power. Know how resilient you are. Know how beautifully made you are. Know how perfect you are. There was a report that I read the other day talking about some melanin may be key to being sunblock. Y'all just not finding this out. Y'all just not getting this. They are now making a melanin sunblock. A melanin sunblock. Do you know how amazing you are? Do you know how great you are just being alive? I need you to start loving black people. Love yourself. To thy own self be true. Start being honest with yourself. Who are you? What do you want? Where do you want to be? What is your skill? What is your talent? How do you take that and manifest your destiny? This society, this maze, this is not life. This was never life. These genetically modified foods, these genetically modified minerals, this is not life. I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but y'all living in the Matrix. Wake the hell up. Wake up and realize what's going on outside of your own self. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. Wake up and start realizing what's going on within yourself. Because once you dig so deep down inside you, everything on the outside makes sense. I want to give a huge shout out to Leonard Shatenge, because an African proverb that he repeats on a regular basis is, when you know the enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. When you know the enemy within, when you know everything about yourself, there is nothing outside yourself that can hurt you, that can hinder you, that can prohibit you from being great. I need you to be great, baby. I need you to do the most revolutionary thing that has ever happened. I need you to love. I need you to create. And I need you to go ahead and instill those quantum principles in your babies so they can mimic them on a daily basis and not just 1 week in December. I love you. I appreciate you. I have someone I'm mentoring at MCI Concord. He called me complaining about being dizzy because it's so hot. MCI Concord, here in Massachusetts. Good rising, good rising. I hope you're up. I hope you're up. For those that try to get their license, I got a couple messages about I tried to get my license to carry, their LTC, as far as firearms are concerned, and they weren't able to. There are organizations out here, COM2A. It stands for Commonwealth, the Second Amendment. COM2A is out here helping people get their unrestricted license to carry. Guns do not kill people, baby. Stupid people with guns kill people. Idiots with guns kill people. Food doesn't give you diabetes. What you decide to put in your body gives you diabetes. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in having your license to carry. I believe in your right to bear arms. Shout out to Doncor. Contact Doncor. Contact Firearm Fred. 617-293-1011. And I will be in Faith Naturals damn near all day today. I went out of town. All my products are gone. Everybody was like, oh yeah, I love this. I love this. I love this. They stole everything. I got deboed by big cousins. You'll never stop being a little cousin. You'll never, I learned a long time ago. When you're a little cousin, you're a little cousin. I don't care how big, grown, adult, successful you become, you still a little cousin. I take what I want. And they took it and fell in love with Faith Naturals, 66A South Street, shampoo, conditioner, lotion. She has this new limited edition scent that I am currently in love with. Oh Lord, it's crack. It's crack, y'all. She has a moringa powder lotion. Or moringa lotion. It's green. It looks like green beans, baby food. But when I tell you that stuff is so amazing, that was the only product that I had when I was, I hid it so nobody else could steal it. They stole all the oils. They stole everything else. But I had my lotion. You can use it for face, you can use it for body, and it's even safe enough for the pum-pum. She has pum-pum wash, yoni steams, yoni eggs, all wellness. And I bet if she touches you, you might be healed of a few things. Shout out to Faith Naturals, everything Faith Naturals. Stop going to big box businesses for your soap, for your lotion. Your skin is the biggest organ that you have. It's the largest organ on your body, and it absorbs everything that you put on it. If you take a look at some of these products, some of these lotions, some of these soaps that you're using, these shampoos, these conditioners, these gels, there's a million letters in one word. You don't even know what it is, but you put it on your body, you don't even know what it does. All natural, all vegan, all Faith Naturals. All naturals. If you know somebody who is looking to buy or sell a house, 617-459-0041. That is my direct line. I stop engaging in rentals. I'm not engaging in any more rentals. I don't want you to be a renter, baby. Let's get you hooked up with Greg Cherubin. Let's get you on Smart Start Financial. Let's boost up your credit. Let's, fix your credit wherever you at. Stay there. Save your money. Save your pennies. Put everything in the corner, stash it away. Let's start buying houses. If you can't afford Boston no more, then let's at least get you somewhere where you can rebuild your neighborhood. Until you can live in a community that sustains itself, let's at least get you in a house. Start paying your landlord's mortgage, because that's all you're doing. I need you to multiply your rent. Whether you currently pay $1,500, $1,700, $2,300, $3,400. There are people out here paying $3,400 for a 3-bedroom apartment. I tell you no lies. Do your due diligence. No matter how much you pay, I need you to multiply that by 12 and then multiply that number by how many years you've been staying in your apartment. You could have damn near bought a house. You could have paid for your house. Because that's exactly what you're doing to your landlord. Paying for their house. They can raise the rent at any time. They can kick you out at any time. They can tell you can't use the basement anymore. You've been using the basement for 14 years. What you mean I can't use the basement? It's not your house. They can make the rules. I want you to be a homeowner. 617-459-0041. And if you don't like me, that's perfectly fine. I got a couple co-workers that you would fall in love with. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to DeMarc. Shout out to James. We're here. Let us know when you're ready. 617-459-0041. I am TaylaAndre. You are listening to Wake Up with TaylaAndre. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I love you so much. I appreciate you even more. Everything TaylaAndre, the radio rebel, TaylaAndre.com for anything and everything TaylaAndre. That's where I'll be at. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you so much. Words cannot explain how much I love you and how much I appreciate you and how much I want you to win and look in the mirror and realize that you are great. You are great. You've always been great. Everything about you is great. You can do anything that you want. You can have everything that you want. Believe nothing of what you see, nothing of what you hear. And until you do your own due diligence and it resonates with your soul, it is not truth. When it feels good, doesn't always mean it's good. And when it feels bad, doesn't mean it's always a bad thing.
Presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the radio rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, alright? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and you are now tuned in to Big City, right here on 101.3, with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, TaylaAndre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked.
The Caribbean American Carnival Association of Boston presents Boston.
Grand Rising, do you have any future events with Sabir Bey. Well, Sabir Bey just commented on the Facebook live stream, so I'll definitely connect with him, see if there's anything that he will be available for. I don't think he's in Boston within the next couple of weeks, but I'll definitely check. Let's actually call him now. If you're still on there. You still on? You still watching? Let's give Sabir Bey a quick call. See when he'll be available.
I'm sorry, but the person you called.
So he's currently unavailable. I'll go ahead and send him a text message. He said sorry, he can't talk right now. When you get a chance, give me a call. I have a listener that is interested in knowing whether or not we will have future events together, and I'd love to have you back on the show and talk about anything and everything that you want to talk about. So if you take a look if you're interested in some of the work that Sabir and I have done together, if you look, just do a Google search of Sabir Bey and TaylaAndre, we actually did one in my backyard that got transferred into the house, and I think it's like a 2.5-hour interview where he talks about everything. Sabir is so intelligent. He's so knowledgeable about so many things, and I have so much respect for him. Sabir Bey, TaylaAndre. If you Google it, you'll be able to find a lot of our shows together. I think we've had in total maybe 6 shows. I love you guys so much. So much. And I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day today.